So we have this super cool Keytar, but turns out I don't really know anything about Keytars because this is not a fancy piano. This is a synthesizer. So we've made a friend. His name is Mr. Tuna, and he has so many synthesizers. And we're gonna bring the synth on over to his place and learn a little bit about how this works. Let's go. So we're clearly in synth heaven. So why do you have so many of these?
Well, yeah, effectively, while they all might be so similar, they all cover very different territories.
They look all the same.
Yeah, and that's not to say there isn't a lot of redundancies surrounding me here, but it's really what I like to dive deep into and pull those unique features or aspects out of each one.
So when did this just start for you?
Playing synthesizers. I've been involved with them for the last 7-8 years, almost 10 now. And it's just been like maybe not a casual evolution rather than a dramatic one.
Intense.
But it's just exciting to be around them and try to dig those things out.
Having no piano training, how did you figure out how to make awesome sounds?
That's what's fun about it. Is getting there, is figuring it out and making those terrible mistakes along the way, or those like more or less those happy accidents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what it's about. We go over to the System-8 here, and if you just set it up on the first patch, it'll just play your most basic sound. Like that's just the saw wave playing.
Okay.
And from there, it's a matter of building or taking away what you need to make it your own. Again, and I guess the biggest
money buttons.
Sculpting tool you've got on any one of these would be the filter, and that's what everybody's most familiar with when you're playing. Like you just screw around on that for a sec. And then this one. That's the synth sound right there. That's what everybody associates with it. And it's just finding a way to use those in combination that really, with the velocity sensitivity there, it'll allow you to play that filter with the keys. Turn that up a little bit more.
So the filter is where you change how the sound. Oh, right, because you make the sound and the sound comes through the filter and that's what changes the sound.
Yeah, or how the filter moves through the oscillators is a big part of it too.
Oh my goodness.
Turn up the envelope there, maybe we'll just add a little tail on it, but... Or if we wanted to, you'd make a little pluck noise. There we go.
That's super fun. Okay, so if you have all of those sounds in this, what do you do with all of these things?
Well, the way that I like to jam, or the way that I make music is a combination of these synthesizers.
Okay.
And anybody could lay down a track and pick another patch and put their bass line or their lead line or anything down and just make a beautiful sound or a beautiful song with just one synthesizer.
Yeah.
But in the moment and in the studio and when I'm jamming with a friend or just having fun, and that's what it comes down to, it's all playing live, and to be able to change the sound on one synth and move over to the next one and lay down a line or affect something individually really makes it like a living, breathing organism. The way it's set up, it's built to play with a buddy or a friend, or have you over here and play in a keyboard while I play the other one, and
all the things.
Yeah.
It's a party. This is a party zone. Were you just naturally good? Because I feel like you'd have to have some kind of aptitude for technology and computers. Like, was that easy for you?
Yeah. Well, and certainly it's something that I grew up with, like exploring. It was an evolution of what I always liked doing.
Okay.
But there is a lot of intricacy to this setup and how it's all wired and how it all interacts with each other. And there's a lot of headaches to this setup too. There were many hours of trial and error and figuring out why or why not something isn't or is working.
So you have to keep some kind of sense of like calm curiosity.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are going to make a jam, where do you start? What's the first thing?
It's a matter of finding the sound that like inspires you. Like if we were going to use the one we just made here. It's all right, we're not recording. And then you could do whatever you want. Like you could be over here. But until we hit record, you figure something out, you tell me you got it, and then recording. You got 4 bars. 2, 3, 4. There you go.
That's so fun!
And then from there, you'd go over here and find something you'd like. Like we'd be so lucky to get something. You know what you put in a bass.
A what?
Well, here, it's still recording. And it's just adding that all in or and while it's doing that, you just as easily cut that out, so you just got the bass. Bring it back in. Or because the mixer here is as much an instrument as the rest of the equation is too.
Oh my word.
Like once you've got a sequence going, it's a matter of making it more interesting.
Oh, that's fun.
And you'd come over here, find something you like. Where are we?
Stir tuna. Stir tuna. Stir tuna. Stir tuna.
We could
Stir tuna. Stir tuna. Stir tuna.
and it just adds that little bit of interest. Or whatever we want. It's about finding the right levels. That happens to me a lot more than I'm willing to admit.
That's fabulous. So
Yeah.
what if, okay, so for somebody who's never played with any of this before, what's a good way for somebody to start into this?
That's what's really cool about like what's going on right now. There's kind of like a analog synthesizer like renaissance at this point, and it's become very popular again.
Okay.
But like it's also become much easier to get involved, like inexpensively or otherwise, because you're so spoiled for choices out there.
Right.
But they're like outside of having like a fleet of keyboards at your disposal, what we're doing here you could do with any one of them, really. Like
Okay.
it's just a matter of being able to like best use the tools at your disposal.
Okay, so I have this Keytar, then I just need to sit down and play
All
with it.
these sounds are
Are
hiding in there somewhere, like to an extent. Keytar is just about attitude.
Oh, it's all about the
100%
mood.
about attitude. There's no skill required.
I feel like there might be a little bit of skill, because
So-
upside down piano seems a little much to me.
That's cool. Like that just must be programmed right into the machine because that's got.
So is that a sound from here or from here?
Specifically from the system. Like I am wireless right now. It is just playing any of this gear via MIDI, via Bluetooth MIDI.
That's so wild.
Yeah, and if I wanted to, like right now we've got it hooked up to the System-8. I just got to go over here. I could do it on the keyboard too if I was smarter. But now I'm playing the MKS the same way.
Okay, well that's pretty cool.
And aftertouch.
And aftertouch.
That's essential.
Super essential. What are you doing? So, what are you doing? What are you doing with this? Like, are you
This is
producing
what I'm
music? Are
doing.
you taking it out and performing anywhere?
Oh, no.
Are you recording things and releasing things?
That's what I'm working towards.
Okay.
Like this year is like the last couple of years, it's just been about playing. Like my whole setup here, it hasn't been about aspiring to anything but my own like personal time
Yep.
and appreciation for these devices and trying not to get ahead of myself or any like delusions of grandeur for lack of a better term.
So you're just enjoying it and cultivating like the
Yeah,
art.
but me and my main music making buddy, we're really trying to make this our year to be a little more serious about things now that we've had like so much time to play and like grow together as musicians
Yep.
too.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah, well, to
exciting.
make something out of it would be really neat, but I'm doing exactly what I want to do. The idea behind this setup is kind of like removing yourself from the computer aspects and making it too. Like anything that we're doing here, in the same respect that you could do with a single synthesizer, you could be making on your computer
Right.
with VSTs or software synths or any of this stuff is available to anyone. It's just how you wanna
access
how you
it.
wanna play it. Yeah,
like
and
the
and
keyboard.
I spend a lot of time in front of a computer and screen at work or otherwise, and it becomes more of a chore than
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that you really like enjoy or gravitate to.
This is a much more tactile experience, right?
Yeah, and just something to get lost in.
Okay, seriously, thank you so much for having us in your
You're
space.
very welcome.
For sharing this this is an amazing experience. My mind is like,
I've just been waiting to show it off.
well, lucky us, lucky you. Go check out Mr. Tuna. You're primarily on Instagram, right?
Yeah, that's my go-to.
Mr. Tuna Music on Instagram. Follow him. There's lots of videos of these things doing.
If
what
you have
they
any
do.
questions or you're just interested in what I'm doing, look me up. Talk to me. I'm just here to have fun.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye. I'm hearing some Easy E in my brains right now. But we won't sing those words. They're very bad.
Oh. Come on.
It wants you to tap it.
Yeah, it does. First we gotta
Oh, I turned your volume off.
That's why it's not working.
Sorry.
That's why it's not working.
Okay, so then what happens if you push the buttons on here? Now what's happening?
Nothing. At least the way I have it set up.
Oh, you overrode the brain of this.
Oh, very good work. Whatever
broke
you've
it.
done. Yep, very good work. Let's
What?
try. Let's see. No, you broke it. That's what you did. Very bad work.
I'm